It's a me, GSA, with another SM64 70-star league qualifier race. I am Electric, joined with me in the booth by D whatever for this THags versus Super Viper. Really, really exciting race. How are you feeling, D?
Uh, Pretty good, but I'm also sort of confused because THags is doing JRB cannonless as warm-up. That's okay. We're not gonna see that in this category, but that's good, I guess.
Yeah, must be running 120 on the side and just wants to get that consistency in. Maybe just wants to practice some hard Mario movement for a bit. Who knows? But looks like we'll be getting started in just a moment here.
Gonna be an interesting race. If TX has another race later on as well, and if he wins both of these races, if there's a chance he can do that, he's actually gonna qualify instead of Viper. So if Viper wins this one, though, it's pretty much confirmed that Sexdale as well as Viper from Group D are gonna be qualified for the bracket.
Yeah, so all the marbles on this race for THags to try to edge his way into that qualification. But seems to be some kind of problem on THags' side. That timer should not already be at 30 seconds.
Please come to the castle.
Not sure what's happening there.
Yours truly, Princess Toadstool.
Maybe giving Viper a little bit of a head start. Yeah, that should not be the case.
Yeah, I think there was something wrong with his auto splitter or something. We may have to go ahead and restart this race in just a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a restart. This is really weird.
Because this is like 20 seconds apart or something, so
It's not
it'd
gonna
be
be
really hard to
accurate.
tell the lead. Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as someone makes a mistake or like even more mistakes, then it's like already can't tell anymore who's in the lead and who's not.
So we're gonna go ahead and get that quick restart in for y'all.
But yeah, I was of course doing my research, and the PB gap is actually kind of big for these two. Viper's having the 49.51 and THags 51.47, so around 2 minutes almost, which is quite a lot. So, and I don't think that Viper is necessarily a really inconsistent player as well. So he's probably not gonna be too far off his PB.
Yeah, I'd be expecting a 50 unless there's some really, really weird mistakes going on in his run.
Yours truly, Princess Toadstool.
Alright, we already see the difference. TX running that JP. Once again, US is 1 second faster overall, just the intro as TX has a slight head start for playing on Japanese.
Yeah, I think THags must be spending some serious time with 120, which you can't blame him for sticking with JP. The text scrolling a little bit different, so he'd probably lose all the advantage US would give him if he's not familiar with that text scrolling anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's too big of a deal. I think it becomes a big deal if you start doing like double plus, since there's the sound glitch on Japanese that happens easily when you collect all the secrets. So if you don't do double plus, you don't have to do the secret start as SSL. So you should be fine with JP. Already a clean, lucky to skip from both.
Very, very nice. THags still with that mild JP lead, but going into bomb clip, missing this bomb could very easily set a lead in motion.
Don't want to see that. The first two tricks, you don't want to mess them up at all. It kind of, for me, it always sort of sets the flow of how the race is gonna go. At least in the beginning. If you fail any of these tricks, it just feels devastating.
Yeah, for Lakitu skip, it does seem to kind of get a little bit of the nervousness out just from like, okay, I've already made my big mistake, like that's done. But missing bomb clip, like it's really hard to mentally and time-wise recover from that.
Luckily, we didn't see any mess ups here. And yeah, and the backup for bomb clip is really weird since the camera, you're just not used to that. Just doesn't work that well.
And here we see a route difference. Super Viper going for Womps first and also taking a little bit of a momentum stop off of that staircase. So yeah, we lose him probably actually like 2 seconds or so to THags' decision to go with slide first.
It is just a second, so since you don't really have to reset, because the runners usually go for Womps first if they just want to reset and Womps a lot, because they want to get that out of the way. So in races you can just go for a slide anyways because you don't need to reset, and it's always a 3 second save. So
ooh, and Super Viper failing out.
Yeah.
He already had to take some extra time for the first setup. Oh no, he's hemorrhaging time right now.
Such a rough start for him after nailing that could just give him bomb clue. Alright, there we go.
Yeah, third try is the charm. THags, with a bit of a lead from that, needs to execute very cleanly and wants to hold on to it though.
And that's not that easy to do. Worms is a brutal stage. Probably the hardest in the whole run, honestly, because since it's in the beginning, you want it to be perfect, and most runners do like the most optimal movement in this stage, which easily costs you a lot of time if you mess it up. And both getting a clean full setup. I think Viper did full setup as well, right?
That's what it looked like. So glad to see both of them making it very nicely. And yeah, it's such a compact stage, but there's so much geometry packed into it. So all the movement is a little bit precise at the very least. And then of course these tricks like Owlless, Cannonless, very precise, very unforgiving.
Exactly.
THags with the first try Owlless is gonna definitely save some huge time over SuperViper with that.
I was about to say that as well. Viper already with those Owlless mistakes already showed how harsh the stage can be. And Owlless is one of these. Ooh, gets a very early dive onto that, I don't know, ground, I guess, off the fence, and very interesting. Usually you can dive like way farther, but you don't need to. So I don't know if this was his decision, but it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, still getting that full cycle, albeit having to long jump over to the platform, which is a little bit risky sometimes, because it can be hard to stop Mario's momentum once he hits that platform.
Exactly, and TX as well, following up. Pretty nice about the blue coin not behaving that well. Or maybe he just jumped a little bit too late. The blue coin kind of jumped over him there. Hey, ooh, and also missing the red. He has to go back for that one. Otherwise the red coin star, of course, wouldn't spawn. Let's see. Alright, pretty nice backup. I almost spoke too soon. That looked a little bit sketchy there on the swamp. But he's good with a big side flip.
And THags gonna finish up his own 100 coin here.
Yeah, could have gone a lot worse. Both Worms 100 were pretty solid. Slight mistakes from TX there. In the middle.
And even though their star counts are same, gotta remember THags has a slide star, whereas SuperViper's extra is one of the very quick Womp stars. So THags with a few seconds of a lead at least, we'll be able to see once they're actually exiting Womps and SuperViper heads for his first slide.
TX had a very low, also getting a bonk. He
Yeah.
had a very low tree grab. I actually thought he was gonna die there because it was so close to like bonking or not getting on that wall. Also really clean tree grab though. It's way faster. Well, not way faster. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but it is faster to grab the tree very low instead of like high.
Yeah. Just
For wild
little
blue,
bits
that
of
is.
optimization throughout the stage.
Exactly.
That dive over onto the stairs can be kind of difficult. When you roll out from it, sometimes Mario just has a tendency to re-dive again almost immediately.
Interesting that he doesn't go for the fence flip, but if the jump dive works out for him, and just we saw Viper getting that fence flip, what I was talking about. It's a minor optimization as well. I don't think the difference is really too big. But yeah, getting the fence flip is definitely faster. You can do like a very nice triple jump instead of a long jump.
Yep. Now, Viper moving on over to his first slide, already taking care of the top of the fortress, but THags going in on it, gonna be coming out at least a little bit ahead.
Very interesting to see the lead, since TX really only had really small mistakes during Worms 100, and Viper fell down on Owls, which is pretty costly. Even more than once, too.
And so THags can be exiting the stage at a 6:57 or so. Meanwhile, SuperViper going to be exiting the slide probably around a 7:13, 14.
So it seems to be around a 15-second lead or something. And yeah, a sub 7, Worms 9 is a pretty good time for a race. I always say that sub 7 is something that you want to get. Just that's a good start. And hopefully the rest of the run will just be as good.
Yeah, put that little confidence boost in your back pocket. Save it for later.
Exactly.
Both these guys with very clean slides. I actually forgot to guess the slide times this time.
Same.
Commentator deserving to be fired for getting the greatest game chat has ever known.
That won't be too bad on my resume when I apply for a job that I didn't guess the slide time during commentary.
Oh, THags missing both the twins, electing not to separate them. Really, really kind guy, but that is going to lose him some time.
Just showing how hard flying is in this game, especially those dress and Viper very nicely grabbing the first two ones.
Yeah, Viper's arcs are really, really clean, so he's going to be making up some nice time over THags probably.
It's around.
Oh, THags missing the tech
switch
skip.
as well. I was about to say that missing those two reds is probably around like 4 seconds. That's another around 4 seconds to not get the skip, the tech skip. Might actually be a bit of a stretch. I'm around like 3. But yeah, he did lose quite some time in that wing cap. It's almost tied up again.
Yeah, just a star cutscene or so apart. Smash Ketchum, if you look at the way his name is capitalized, it's a capital T, capital H, and then AGS. So I'm pretty sure it's intended to be pronounced as THags. It doesn't show very well on our screen with the font, but his actual username, it seems to make sense to pronounce it that way.
While we're talking about that, they're having a pretty clean Dark Rock beginning, which is good because if you mess up the beginning, it messes up the whole cycle. So as soon as you get the go one, you can just flow with it and hopefully get that clean Shigeru cycle here. Both going for that poverty check, and both seem to be getting it as well. Nice.
Yeah, cheese block movement much safer than trying that long jump over the gap. We've seen plenty of players bonk on that Spire Island. Now it's wall kicks time. THags not getting the double firsties. Ooh. SuperViper looking to take the squares.
Yeah, Viper actually going for the cyclops strat. I don't see that too often. Most runners I see always go for the double wall kicks. I know Tego goes for the side flip as well, but that's like the only person I know of that also goes for the side flip.
Yeah, THags with a nice one spin throw. Oh, SuperViper barely missing the throw. Throwing just a little too early.
Clean regap though. Could have been a bit worse if you missed the tail and Bowser started to turn around.
Yeah, then you have to spin him all the way around to finally hit the bomb.
And also at first like run around him as well, which is just annoying.
Oh yeah. Shoutouts to the dance that makes that whole fight just free.
Pretty much. And you can get a half spin as well if you're crazy at spinning. Alright, let's see that sky jump. It's interesting that in 70 you can actually grab this star before you have the wing cat, which is a little bit faster. Ooh, that's an interesting angle from THags there.
Yeah, it looked like he just didn't get the triple jump setup he wanted, but accounting for it very nicely.
Pretty high flying, and I was scared he was gonna bonk on the box and fall off.
Yeah, same here. That's the most devastating way to end this star.
Yeah.
But,
Viper like catching up a little bit just by having slightly better movement there. On the grabbing the wing cap.
So as these guys go into CCM, you were talking about the island hop strat, right?
Yeah, exactly. You can do that. Like most people do it before bomb clip and should because it's a pretty hard strat, so not really race viable.
Yeah, it requires a frame perfect wall kick once you get up to the area that you're going to dive off of to go to the island. And if you end up missing the dive for whatever reason, you're losing massive time. And so the sky jump strat is actually faster, like for the star itself, but by preventing you from having to revisit VOB, the island hop does save time, like I think 4 or 5 seconds in an RTA run.
Dude, what we just saw, I didn't want to interrupt you, but damn, the difference in stress and then TX falling down actually made the safer strat look way better because Viper just caught up with doing the safer one.
Yeah, not a huge fan of the safer wall kicks, but at least in this case, SuperViper making up some nice time from it. And yeah, in a situation like that, like feel free to interrupt me. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Talking so long about a strat that we're not even seeing.
Maybe one day we're gonna see it on race, but yeah, Island Hop is not that easy to pull off.
Yeah, we actually saw Proto Man do it in the D1 finals or D2 finals, and he said that the whole reason he did it was he got the wrong camera angle starting the course, and he just decided to commit to it.
All right, that's interesting. Just because of the whole wrong camera. Oh, we actually do see the routes change as well here. You can go
Yep.
for CCM 18 and CCM 17, and Viper's actually gonna do for CCM 17. So not gonna race the Penguin with 100 coins.
Yeah,
Whereas-
Viper hates the CCM 18 route. As he pointed out in his last interview, one of the times that he went for it in a race, he ended up missing too many coins on that jump into the slide right there, and lost massive time before even starting the Penguin race.
Oh damn. Yeah, I don't like it too much either because it's like it's just stressful to race the Penguin and collect the 100 coin star. Then again, you have to do like double plus, for example, but I like that a lot more. Since I'm also going for a faster time, it's good, I guess. But yeah, racing the Penguin can be obnoxious.
Oh yeah.
I always say that he can like fall off because I was once commentating a race and actually saw Penguin randomly falling off, so the race I couldn't finish or grab the star. It's just sad to see.
Yeah, I've seen that before. If you take a certain corner just the right way, like when he rubber bands and tries to take that same turn, he just like falls through the corner. It's like he just tries to cut it way too tight or something. I think Panicoic has a video on it where he actually shows a camera angle of the Penguin falling.
Yeah, he just kind of pulls to the right, and the track isn't even there where he's going to. It's very weird.
Yeah, shout out to Saxtel though for the CCM 18 route where you actually collect the blue coins and skip a small part of the slide. Because even though the Penguin is like completely hauling for you, if you do the rest of the slide movement well, you won't see him until you get to the very end. So you just never have to deal with him. Plus, it does save like about a second.
I don't think I've actually seen that. I gotta check out Saxtel's race.
Yeah, it's a really, really cool strat. You skip a very small part of the slide so the checkpoint system still works right. And like the way that he pulled it off, I didn't see the Penguin at all until the very, very end. And he comes flying at the wall at the very end.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe it's around the same speed because the Penguin just starts like going super fast. Yeah, that's interesting. I also didn't think about doing it like that as well.
Yeah, it's pretty. Plus, like you do get the advantage of skipping that one line that leads to the shortcut, and so if you're a little bit inconsistent at getting that line every time, that's also a viable strat for you.
Yeah, if you're inconsistent at grabbing coins, you can just skip the slide. Should be easier.
Super Viper taking care of Big Boo here, having some issues with that side flip in the room before, but seems to be doing all right for himself now. THags also going for Boo first instead of Viper's balcony first order, or book first order. It's a little hard to talk about the stars in this stage because both of them are technically on balconies. Like the bookcase star is sort of on a balcony, so sometimes it's
within the house.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that Viper is gonna do double plus, I think. So the rods are probably gonna be the same after SSL, shifting Soundland.
Yeah, I believe at the very least he goes for it, and if he misses too many times, converts to HMC early.
Yeah, the reason some runners don't go for double plus is because it's a hard trick. So TX just doesn't want to bother with that because it's very risky and you can die easily.
Yeah, we've talked before. It's very easy to argue that it's one of the hardest strats in the game.
And doing it twice.
Like, oh yeah. Because okay, let's walk through. That's a frame perfect B press right there to get that big bomb. Going for the more traditional plus setup, wastes about 2 seconds compared to Tama, but gives you a lot more control over your angle, and getting the double jump just fine this time.
Very nice.
That was Super Viper's big issue in the last one. Oh yeah, he's committing to the double plus route now for sure.
I like to go for the other stuff first so that you can, like, in case you mess up plus, you can just dip out and not do it again. Stop. And because doing the other stuff is obviously faster, so grabbing the F1 first saves you a little bit of time in case you just mess up and can't get plus anymore.
Yeah, I think the reason, at least like the reason I would do something like this is just to kind of force yourself to not just give up on like one fail.
Ooh, and doesn't want to commit to the medium bomb there. It can work with medium bomb as well, so you have two different sizes of bombs. Oh, okay. So we'll slide back up.
Very clean backup. That slide kick can be very difficult to pull off and actually get you to an optimal position to get up the pyramid.
And TX also not wanting that medium bomb, just threw it away. Goes for the talon backup, which is a little bit faster than guarding the pyramid top, but you...
Yeah, I was so scared he was about to just fall there too.
Man. But yeah, medium bomb as well as big bomb both work. But medium bomb is a lot harder since you don't have as much speed. The bigger the bomb, the more speed you have, so...
And
quite
Super
hard,
Viper going 2 for 3 with pluses, just only missing that second one due to the medium bomb grab.
He's in there. And if TX manages to pull this off as well, goes for the Tama plus. I wasn't ready for that.
Oh, barely missing the double jump.
Man. Yeah, there's so much going on in this trick, and you're not safe until you do that. Well, not even after the double jump, you're not safe. And also, throws away the bomb again.
Oh,
this would have
is
been
his
really...
last backup here.
He still has to. I wonder if he's gonna commit to the shell or still stick to Pillarless.
I would try it one more time, but instead of doing the bomb on respawns, I would do the shell, I think.
Yeah, I gotta decide. That's the kind of interesting part about races. You kind of sometimes have to make up what kind of strats you're gonna just stop doing for consistency.
Yeah, getting stuck on the box a little bit. Okay, double jump is good.
This is very nice this time.
And he's in there. Very, very nice from THags. Can be making his way right on out of SSL, but Super Viper claiming about a star's worth of lead in LLL already from those double pillarless successes.
The actual sync fade out and jumping out the stage, just different stages. But yeah, that would have been like a super close. I think that would have been almost tied going out of SSL if TX didn't die. So very unfortunate.
TX going for reds first. Oh, missing that fourth one.
Also getting a slight burn. Meanwhile, SuperViperT nailing that lava boost. Actually, the triple jump strat for lava boost, which is pretty sketchy. You have to land on a small like rock, and it's sometimes not that easy to land on that with a double jump.
Yeah, but the height that you get from it though, it's a lot easier to get that jump than a lot of the other lava boost forms.
And you don't have to navigate around the lava fall. You kind of just have to hold almost forward, so it's a little bit safer in that regard for sure.
Yeah, the pro boost, you have to move the stick around a lot in order to get yourself far enough away, in order to reburn, and then get yourself into that position so you don't get bopped on the ledge. Like, just... Oh, Super Viper missing the ledge, gonna take a death in the volcano.
Okay, so that's not as bad though, since he's gonna respawn inside the volcano, so he's probably still ahead of THags. But yeah, he's catching up now, just like that.
Yeah, you really don't expect Elevator Tour to be the cheat clapper, especially not right there, but Super Viper proving to us that anything can happen if you believe. And THags looks like, I didn't see how exactly he's set up, but the end looked a little bit like Pro Boost despite getting so much height. So.
Oh, yeah, he did get the triple jump lava boost as well. Same strat as Viper.
Viper going safe and cool with these reds with that long jump movement.
That's a pretty slick speed kick. Maybe an unnecessary speed kick, but it worked out.
Easy peasy lava boost guide bully bounce trademark. Shoutouts to Paracutia for both the easy peasy free lava boost and easy peasy pro lava boost tutorials. I actually learned pro off of this tutorial. Oh no, THags with the major burn! Oh boy! Just a little bit further down, he would have been able to get right out of there, but nope.
Yeah, he just missed the rollout, and that cost him the whole start. He lost even more time than Viper on that start because he was way further up as well.
Always unfortunate when you take those late deaths on this star. And again, just getting blocked.
Yeah, we saw that from a mile away that he jumped way too high and couldn't land on a small platform to roll out.
Yeah, just needs to take the pole all the way up. You can get that dive to land right on the star platform. Doesn't lose more than a couple seconds maybe. And at this point, I mean, he just needs to get on out of there.
Let's see what's he gonna do. Is he gonna try to go risky again or just... Maybe he tried to do that. Yeah, he probably just tried to jump directly into the star instead of rollouting, but wasn't high enough for that, unfortunately.
Yeah, just Major time lost there in the volcano for THags. Very lucky though that when you take a death in the volcano and re-enter, it just puts you right back in the volcano. But death is a death, and they still take time, especially when you're that close to the star.
For sure. And now Viper already done, whereas TH still has to get 2 of quite long stars as well, the Boldy stars. Actually, I'm not sure if he's missing the Boldy stars. Never mind.
Yeah,
He did
got a
get the
really
wing cap.
clean kill on those triples without even in the ground pound. So, GG's.
Yeah, I think that getting a ground pound is actually a lot safer, I would say. But that's probably just because I am used to that. I don't like the kick too much. I like to also delay. You can delay your ground pound so that you like, if your jump wasn't optimal, you still have some time to like get them with the ground pound.
Ooh, THags missing the long jump here. Okay, getting the bully dispatched, but needs to make sure he does not get a ledge grab here. He's going for these long jumps. All right, works out for him. Okay, he's getting on out of that troublesome stage for him.
Ooh, and Viper was really close to that, to the, well,
the whirlpool, the vortex.
The whirlpool, yeah. Mastering the last turn though.
Yeah, you can actually get like Mario's feet to go partway inside without the death triggering, but the closer you are, and especially when you're right up next to it, it just pulls like crazy and kills all your speed.
And not only that, it starts lagging. As soon as you look at it, it starts lagging like crazy, so that your A presses might be slightly delayed or too early or whatever, and you don't get an optimal swim, which causes you to just get sucked into it even more.
Yeah. Most of the time, these runners are specifically just listening to the audio for their swims. There is a bit of a visual cue you can use, but it's definitely not optimal.
Yeah, it's actually insanely hard to swim without audio, if you ask me. You gotta have audio on if you want to get good swims.
I can definitely agree with that. Like, we're not even just talking about getting the like wop wop noise. Like you're having to repress A as soon as you can after that second wop in order to get that next swim as fast as you can.
Or else you're just gonna miss a swim, and that's actually one of the most costly things to happen. It's like around 2 seconds, I think, to like regain your speed from a missed swim.
Yeah, Mario just tries to stop for some reason. Like swimming is an area where a lot of players lose tons of time without even really realizing it. It's a lot like flying. Like it's hard to tell how much you're losing unless you're comparing directly against a clock.
Yeah, exactly, and also like the kind of turns you take, also not that easy to tell if you do lose time or not. Next to like missing swims, can happen easily.
Oh,
when
THags
getting stuck on that, that's not too nice. Oh, damn, that was a pretty nice backup though. You can get stuck there pretty like as soon as you're close to that back end of the sub, your jumps become kind of weird, so that you like you jump but you don't get forward anymore. So you don't land on the back of the sub. It's super weird. And Viper almost had that lava boost early Alice actually.
Yeah, barely missing it. THags can make up a little bit of time here should he get that cycle. He'll be available to a better ending for Fire Sea.
That's kind of insane. It takes around 10 seconds to get that lava boost and a good ending over getting what Viper gets right now.
Having to take these multi-burns for the ending. Oh, not quite getting the distance he wanted. Gonna have to go around here and hope that that metal platform is raising. Okay, seems good. THags with the lava boost. All right.
Let's go. Yeah, that was a big Moncast moment. Oh,
missing the wall kick though. No.
Oh
no. Oh no.
Can he save this?
Oh, that hurts. He had it. He absolutely had it. Oh man.
And now he's probably gonna miss the good ending for normal cycle as well. Falls down again.
Wall kick. No. Is this?
Oh my god, he misses another
Two
cycle.
extra cycles. Oh man. Fire Sea just absolutely bodying THags at the moment. Oh man, you really hate to see it. And then missing the red, just the stage is not stopping with the clapping.
Yeah.
It's got those little like hand toys that you just shake and they just repeatedly clap. Like, that's what's
Oh,
happening
man.
to Tags' cheeks right now, man!
The saddest. Yeah, to top it all off, that missed red and a ledge grab as well. Dude.
Just unfortunate. Okay, he's able to make it into the loading zone. That's the only thing that could have topped this off worse if he would have somehow dived past like Tama. But Super Viper moving right on upstairs. THags got this whole Bowser fight to deal with beforehand.
Yeah, Viper had a really clean. After that rebounds off the wall, he had a really clean ending to Fire Seed. Lucky he didn't miss a throw, which is also around like 20 seconds. Same for TX, gets that throw at least after what just happened.
Super Viper going for the double-double, but not quite making it work this time around.
Solid start though, the RNG is behaving very nicely. You can miss like one coin, and then you, after missing more than one, you already have to go out of your way to grab the backup box at the end.
Yeah, Super Viper having some troubles with this 10 coin box. Trying for the ground pound backup, but even that not working.
I didn't even realize that TX still had to do Manta. I thought he was already done, but he's even farther behind than I thought. Oh man.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised at the difference. I thought it'd be bigger, but after seeing Manta, it definitely will be.
Yeah, Viper's like a whole 100 coins that I had pretty much, and this one is long as well, so around a minute almost. Actually, more than a minute.
Yeah, especially with like how Super Viper's taking it. With those mistakes, I'd say this is probably about a minute 20 or so.
Yeah,
especially missing the chuck grab, having to realign the chuck before throwing.
Should be about right. So TX could save some of that, but it's not too easy on this start. There's so much RNG involved in doing with Drought 100. Coins can fly everywhere, pretty much.
THags got a really interesting angle on that spiral staircase ledge grab. He actually got the camera to come through with him, which I haven't seen that much before. I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Oh, and also not going for the double box break in the beginning. You could see that Viper did a very nice camera setup for the first one to get the double box break. TX didn't even bother with that. He just, nope.
Yeah, and THags
also
oh, the long jump.
Yeah, the slight movement mess-ups here. Maybe the nerves are hitting him. After that Fire Seed, just can't get back on track.
Yeah, really just needs to take some deep breaths during these upcoming star cutscenes and try to mentally reset. Now, you're talking about a Viper's camera angle for the double box break. That's actually kind of a hard camera to get. I don't personally understand it myself.
Yeah, it's, I usually... So first you have to get the Mario Cam C down, which is not too hard. You get like pressing R and C down. Ooh, that was a nice triple jump from Viper.
Oh yeah.
As I was saying, gotta press that Mario C down, and then also like wait a little bit for the camera to turn before you start moving. It's so weird and actually interesting that the Mario Cam like moves around to the back of Mario, so that when you just stand still, it moves on its own, and you can use that to your advantage when you start with the dry world. So yeah, that's pretty much how you can do it.
We'll have to mess around with that a little bit in practice or something, but yeah, Super Viper, that was a really interesting top of the town because he didn't go for the triple jump wall kick awning, but did go for the triple jump ending as if he had, so kind of an interesting decision.
We have 3 stars lead for Viper now. He's in a pretty comfortable spot. That might change in Tippy. I don't think upstairs is as scary where you can lose like a ton of time. Usually top runners get through here without like big mistakes. Just small mistakes like these, diving and slight movement errors.
Very nice backup though, going for the side flip for that third secret.
Definitely. And stuff like that, if you happen to just make slight movement inputs...
Oh my God. Super Viper took the warp!
Did not go
He had that happen to him yesterday, and he did the slow ledge grab like you need to.
Oh, okay. He also just... That's probably because he said in Discord I'm stupid, because he messed that up. He definitely knows about that backup, that you have to go for the slow backup.
Yeah, so like you have to really know this game in order to like be able to adapt to something like that. So the slow ledge grab, Mario can move instantly afterwards, but the fast one, he takes a little pause before he starts moving. And so because of that pause, you cannot move fast enough to not take that warp if you get the fast ledge grab. And that's like I said, last race, Super Viper had that same thing happen and got the slow ledge grab, but this time around, not sure what happened, just kind of forgetting about it.
Was not ready for it this time. Man. But that can happen. Probably just maybe muscle memory. Just wanted to get up that really fast.
Yeah, I mean, basically every other ledge grab in the game you want to fast, so it's kind of just muscle memory to when you see Mario grabbing a ledge, just mash A, hold neutral.
Exactly, and if you were just a little bit more to the left, you wouldn't have teleported as well. That teleport is just on the right, and oh my god, THags, topping my heart, almost dying, falling off.
Yeah, even though there's a little fence on that corner, it's not big enough at all. It's very easy to fall off.
You have to get a very clean turn to not fall off.
Yeah, THags saving some time at the ending of Secrets there, getting the pancake ending rather than the ledge grab.
And now Viper's already gonna make his way into TTM. Interested to see what kind of starter he's gonna do, if he's gonna opt for breezes or not.
Yeah, I think he at least tried for it in his last race, so we'll have to see if he gets it this time around. Oh, really clean mountain clip, near instant.
But that end movement, just slightly on that slope, sliding down. I think his positioning wasn't optimal, so he just clipped into the slope, sort of. Or was really close to it.
And Viper getting that ledge grab, gonna go ahead and get behind the waterfall. Also, Dusty, if you haven't seen many of these races before, even when there's a big lead like this, the later courses in the game, one small slip up can cost you 10s, 20s of seconds. So even though Super Viper has a considerable lead right now, this race is very far from over.
It's never over until it's over. Until you have the big star, even throws at the end. You
Oh,
can lose
yup.
a lot of time on.
Yup.
It's just too much that can go wrong, so...
Yes, I don't know if you experience the same thing, but for me, for throws, like, I tend to have like a bias towards a center throw. So if I have to throw at a weird camera angle where Bowser would be going like towards up left or up right, like sometimes I'll miss it by throwing perfect center. I'm just like, I can't get a good camera with this. Like, what am I supposed to do?
And then you just keep missing, and suddenly the other racer is right behind you.
Right.
That's something that also very interesting, I think, at least for the Division 1, where there's a bit more consistency, for example with Punkey. If you put Punkey into a comfortable position like this one, he's just gonna play consistent, doesn't stress at all, and just gets the win. Because, I don't know, he's just confident. And when you're confident, stuff is a lot easier to pull off. And you can also take your time with stuff as well if you have that much of a lead. But for qualifiers, I'm not too sure if there's players that are just as consistent, that can like turn this lead into their advantage.
Yeah, I mean, we've got players like Wilco, for instance, that really drives home consistency, but nobody that's able to reach that consistency while also consistently hitting 48s.
Exactly. So we just gotta see. Tippy is hard to say what's gonna happen. You can never guess. I mean, even in Division 1 races, you don't really know, and that Breezes is not.
Oh, getting the fake.
Unfortunate. That looked very good at first. He got a lot of hate, but its angle was slightly off, I think. Not getting an optimal wall kick.
Yeah, that wall kick is just super hard. Especially, like, if you don't think Breezes is hard, which I don't blame you based on how easy some of these runners make it look, go look up Parakushi's input display tutorial of it, because, like, once you see the stick movement and what all goes into it, you're just like, oh, that's how hard it is.
And also, there's, like, I always try to orient myself on the wall, and there's, like, a tiny spot where you can get the wall kick from. You have to, like, position yourself very well as well. Hard trick, probably the one that I understand the least and I'm the most inconsistent with.
Yeah, we've got some guys like Punkay that claim it's free, but it's really not free. You have to put some very significant time in to get comfortable with it.
Exactly.
Super Viper, very clean deep freeze. THags gonna be blasting off to the Lonely Mushroom.
That was sort of a backup for Viper, actually. He tried to go for the Pawn Star, I think? The Box Star. But he didn't get the dive, so let's see if he can get it this time. This one, he didn't get it, so he just opted for Deep Freeze instead.
Oh,
Side
not
self.
getting the triple. The position looked good. Clean backup.
Interesting single jump onto that slope. That worked, alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch this one to get that knowledge for that backup, because normally backing that up takes so long, but Viper not even wasting a few seconds.
Knows what he has to do. And just one more stop for him as TX enters Snowman's Land. The lead is still enormous. It's around almost 2-minute lead for Viper. Actually 1:30 probably.
Yeah, about 3 stars ahead or so.
Well, let's see. That was a pretty nice Snowman's Head from TX. That's probably the one that you can mess up the most in that stage. It's very easy to miss that, or like the easiest, because it's very easy to miss that wall kick on that thin wall. It's sort of the way up when you go the normal way.
Oh, yeah. Wall kicks generally in this game are hard. You only have 5 frames to do each one, and I think that's definitely a welcome change in the later games where they add wall sliding, so you have a lot more time to actually get a wall kick. But for this one, especially like there's occasionally some there are a few walls in this game. The wall kicks will work wall is one of them. Like the way the wall is textured, the angle it's at, like it's very hard to tell where exactly you are in relation. A lot of like playing this game for a long time and getting good is just learning how depth perception works in the game and being able to adjust quickly to like very minor discrepancies.
Couldn't have said it better, and that's something that I really like about this game. That I don't know, these slight wall kicks feel really weird. Honestly, after having played this game for so long, I like how it treats it as like a skill to wall kick, and you can be really fast, especially with a first. You can jump off so fast and get a lot of speed and keep that kind of momentum. I just love that about this game.
THags getting loaded up with follows, it looks like.
Actually, speaking of which, you should definitely follow these runners. They're coming in.
Yeah, both these guys doing an excellent job. If you like the gameplay you're seeing, go ahead and give these guys a follow. And also the commentators, D whatever, you know, he's a decent runner at this game. I think he's gotten some kind of good times. I'm not quite sure.
I'm okay, I think. But Electric, up and comer, 70-star runner, hopefully soon.
Yeah, we'll have to see. That this Sunday, I'm going in for the cage match with TTC. I'm coming out either dead or having learned the whole stage. So here we go.
Very nice.
And Super Viper with the beat pound.
I also like to mention that MIPS, they both had a really clean MIPS grab on the second one. And the way MIPS behaves on US is so weird, because the first one is super slow, and the second one is, I think, almost as fast as the Japanese MIPS. And in Japanese, the MIPS just doesn't switch at all. So you have to kind of get used to having 2 different speeds on your MIPS grabs, on US at least.
Yeah, and that's partially what makes the dive setup so appealing, is like while you're in that dive and even like sliding afterwards, if MIPS happens to intersect your path, you'll just instantly grab him. But when you go for that punch grab setup, you have to be really, really accurate with him actually being in front of you to grab him.
Exactly. That's so weird.
Punch grab such a small time save, but we see a lot of people go for it, surprisingly. Most of them working handily through.
So I don't know, maybe I actually tried it out on the second MIPS as well. It's just slightly harder on US because, as I said, you're not used to MIPS suddenly being so fast. But yeah, Wiper actually is super good, except for that one ground pound I saw. A pretty decent HMC from Wiper.
Yeah, meanwhile, THags missing Christmas Miracle, having to go for the kick back up. Yeah, long jumps can be weird because you can like press Z then A, but do it so fast that the game still registers them being on the same frame. Like you really have to be precise with your timing there.
And now Viper already in that tippy. Let's see if he can pull off. Going for like everyone's first, of course.
Oh,
Misses the double jump into it though.
to be honest, I didn't really like his setup. I feel like he side flipped a bit late, so I'm not sure if that would have worked regardless, but...
He also seemed to be really close to the edge as well, which is kind of scary, I don't know. But maybe he's used to that kind of setup. We'll see in a second if he's gonna go for it again. Or maybe he just messed up his positioning a little bit.
Yeah, I tend to prefer, like, having the side flip be, like, 2/3 or 3/4 of the way between the coins and the edge of the platform, and then like side flip as Mario is just passing that like very first coin on the edge. That seems to be the most consistent for me, at least.
There are a lot of different ones for sure, and that one, if it works, right? So yeah, that's kind of from where I side flip from as well. And I kind of spot the third coin, I think, to that cornering. Oh, and it works. He's in there.
Yep. Very, very nice.
Like Kitty Bounce is not over after the bounce. I think the slow part is even harder than getting the bounce. It's really easy to miss an input and just slide down right after landing on there as well.
Oh yeah. Actually getting that triple right after the first pull is a little bit finicky. We see a lot of runners actually like, I think they'll do like a kick that puts them slightly over that like little hollow corner. And when they get back onto the platform, they're able to do like an instant double jump. But that strat is just ridiculously hard. What SuperViper went for, very consistent and still works well. THags also with the kind of back setup. I think that they're purposely waiting a little bit for the double jump so that they get a bit more rotation.
Ooh, that could be. And a full jump from THags, setting up the triple jump. Going quite safe, but it works out for him. Hopefully. First, he's gotta grab the star. I don't want to curse him, but yeah, there we go.
A very nice star grab. A little fun fact, because I used to have a ton of trouble with the ground pound there. You can long jump right into the star and it doesn't lose time, I don't think. If it does, it's less than a second.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too much. I think it is definitely more optimal to ground pound the star still, but it also depends on from where or how much distance you still have running into that star or towards that star.
Yeah, and with long jumping, if you do it too early, you risk like the breeze carrying you right in front of the star and then pushing you off the ship. And it's just tragic. And both of them going on in for some red coin collecting. However, SuperViper has a different purpose right now. TTC 100. Getting some clean movement.
Start. Yeah, that was a decent start from him. And it's not that easy to pull off that start because those platforms on the beginning is just sometimes just fall off, and it's really hard to get back on track on them. They're so finicky. I don't know if they behave weird, but yeah, your angle's kind of messed up, and then it just becomes harder and harder to get back up. He's flying through the TC 100.
Yeah. Viper, like, not having any issues with any of the really, really hard bits. Just, this is a star that will teach you how to triple jump wall kick. Off of just the slightest angle, off of, like the most impressive part to me, it's not the hardest, but when you're in the pendulum's cage, the wall that you wall kick off of actually has, like, a little lip. And that's what you're wall kicking off of. Not, like, the wall itself, but the lip on the very edge. And so, like, it just, everything about this two-star pair is just so difficult. So SuperViper definitely going to be taking a few deep breaths, definitely relaxing at least a little bit after doing that so cleanly. And time moving, let's go.
That's the first. And he's going for, okay, get a hand first. I don't agree too much on that. I like to go for the pendulum stuff first. In case you do fall down, you still have get a hand to back it up with.
Yeah, I believe Viper said before that, like, he'll get a hand first till the day he dies or something like that.
I think he was talking about, to me at least, I hope that was him, I'm not too sure though, that, in case you do mess up the triple jump moving wall kick, it's faster to get the other stars without the triple jump moving wall kick. So, if you do fall down, it's better to get the other 2 stars. I'm not sure if that's true, but yeah, that's his reasoning behind getting Get Ant first. To be able to back up the other 2 stars in case he does fall down, as Get Ant is faster.
Kind of a weird side flip from Super Viper. Looks like he's going for timed jumps right now.
Ooh, TX with unlucky RNG and 1 coin.
Oh no, having to get this backup box. It's gonna be a little bit weird getting the movement from here. He's gonna go ahead and collect all 3 just in case this top box decides to be nasty to him. I don't think we've talked about coin RNG this run. Every time a coin spawns, the RAND function in the game, which controls RNG, is called. So like 3 random rolls happen. So the function is called 3 times. Once for the X position, once for the Y, and once for the Z. So you can get like a coin that X and Y, it's not moving at all, and Z, it just goes flying. So like all of those box breaks, you have to be really, really paying attention in order to make sure that you're able to get some of those that just decide to fly off into nowhere for no reason.
Yeah, it's in TTC 100 and also with Driver 100, both very RNG heavy stars in this category. It can be hard to grab the coins perfectly, and yeah, sometimes just like what happened to THags, they just fly away.
Yeah, so I mean, if you want a sense of perspective, you're literally hoping for 30 good RNG rolls. Granted that the chance of getting a bad one that will like cause it to go completely flying is fairly low, but with 30 rolls per box, like you're gonna see something go wrong most of the time.
If you do like somehow get lucky there, you might as well just go and try to win the lottery or something.
Right.
Yeah, that was a super clean tippy from Viper so far. If
Yeah,
he had
that's
to back up anything, he was on there. He knew what he had to do. Didn't mess up anything that cost him more than like 10 seconds, maybe not even 5.
And THags, meanwhile, still making some pretty decent time. I think really his most major mistake was that fire sea. If he would have gotten that lava boost, we'd be seeing a much closer race.
For sure, and also leave and those deaths sitting back at first, and then yeah, to top it all off, fire sea. Afterwards, he did play very solid though until now. Didn't mess up as well. At least not that much. As he did in Fire Scene Lethal Island. And yeah, time for that triple jump walkie from Viper. Runs off this platform though.
Yeah, not even getting the chance. Okay, interesting. Hags going for jumps on moving bars.
Maybe a little bit sweaty. Let's see if he can pull it together. Ooh, okay. Scary left grab.
Going for standing, misses standing. Okay, lands back on the platform. That landing is pretty hard to get, honestly.
Guess it's the second time. And let's see.
Oh, jumping a little bit too early for elevators, but that fast reaction, saving it instantly.
All right. And he's in there. No, it just throws. Ooh, TX. Just managing to land on that platform right below him. Just going 1 down.
Heading right over for the star.
That's 1 already.
Viper going for kind of an interesting bomb order. Sets him up pretty nicely for the 3rd throw, however. Oh,
And
that's a miss.
Only like a million more, and TX is back in it. Ooh, that's another one. Oh, actually, never mind.
There we go. Bowser getting pulled right in. Yeah, the extended range hitboxes. Super Viper slipping like coins over to Lakitu at some point.
But yeah, there he is, and TX still, he's not too far behind now. Like, it's probably gonna be like a minute and a half apart if he pulls it off perfectly, and that's still some decent points for him. Yeah, GG to Viper for getting that 51-18.
Yeah, pretty nice cleaner. I think still beating THags' PB, right? I know THags has a mid 51.
He's got a high 51, 47. So, and he's not too far off. He's gonna be like a minute off of his PB.
Yeah, he would have been easy PB pace if not for that fire sea. Oh, falling right off the elevator, failing the long jump, I think.
Oh, it was no.
Oh no, the elevator ball.
when you're already down, the game just decides to still kick you in the back. Unlucky. He did jump a little bit too early. He should have waited there. Yeah, it's just unfortunate.
And going for that free wood block movement. Personally, not a fan, but seems that most people can get it really consistent. I think my biggest weakness as a player is
Too early again. Please don't fall down again. He just jumps without even looking where the elevators are and like getting ready for them. Yeah, this time it worked out. Let's see.
All right. And he's in there. Very nice.
He could have already be done if he didn't fall down like that. Man. Alright. Cincinnati, please throw so gets the first. Second. And that should be a clean buzzer fight at least.
Beautiful 3-throw fight. We finishing off with a 53-30, probably 31-32.
Something. And yeah, unfortunately, we don't have time for interviews. We gotta get back right into the next race. So we're gonna have a small intermission. It was really fun commentating with you again, Electric, as always.
Oh, of course. The pleasure is all mine. It's always such a blast commenting with you. And thanks everyone for watching. Don't go anywhere. We've got Celeste action for you coming right up after this. FC Racers versus Archie Gang's Crichter 23. And then after that, SMO Source YT versus Hey There Cool. So like nonstop action. Both of those are happening in the same hour. So literally right after Celeste ends, SMO starting back up. So don't go anywhere, folks. But in case you do have to leave, we hope you come back someday. We'd love to have you and hope you had a great time watching this race. One last time, I'm Electric, and it's been a pleasure coming this race with you. Whatever. Peace out, guys.
Peace.